Hello everyone, welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the Imperial Japanese Navy, following straight off the heels of the previous episode where we destroyed the last of the New Orleans heavy cruisers of the American fleet. This has brought us now even closer to our end goal of destroying the American fleet's almost its entirety. Our goal really, like I've said, was to bring them down to just light cruisers and destroyers. So that's leaving us with 2 South Dakota class battleships out there somewhere, and I think a possible 3 enemy aircraft carriers still out there to sink. Of course, we could still go for bringing the airfield at Guadalcanal to level 5, but that will take far longer, I feel. We can still work towards it, or we can decide to retake the surrounding islands around it. Let's see what we have on the strategic map, shall we? Okay, so what do we have here? We have basically free reign over the seas, I think. We do, of course, have, when we sunk the enemy carrier a couple episodes ago, we do still have the remaining escorts to deal with there. So we've got our Shokaku task force hunting that down in the south here. We do, of course, have I-19 over here with the Fuso task force retreating back perhaps to rearm. I think that's probably a good idea. So let's go up here and over there, and that can scout out for anything behind us on the way. We do, of course, have our Kates over here looking out for something over here, but I'm going to return them to base, so let's do that. Excellent stuff, because we used those in an engagement previously. Having said that, we do, of course, still have our Jakes about scouting around in just the open areas here. Some of them going around our Shokaku task force, and this one going out just to see if there's anything around New Guinea. Otherwise, I don't think there's much else to say. I'll see you when we have caught sight of the enemy. And not long after that, we have sighted a small force, or somewhat small actually. It's probably one of the larger forces, thinking about it, that we've seen. 4 destroyers and 4 light cruisers. Of course, only being light cruisers, but 4 of them can be rather a lot for our cruisers to deal with. Certainly going to need a battleship or some air power there, because the Americans, of course, do rely on their overwhelming firepower in numbers rather than kiting with torpedoes and such that really us Japanese should be doing, but of course have not been playing specifically to that rule. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Of course, we do have I-19 here and the I-15 hopefully going for that. I am, of course, going to direct the I-15 directly over there to see if it can intercept that force on the way. In the meantime, not a lot else to think about. We're going to double check if we have been resupplied, and we have, which is excellent stuff. So, having said that, once our task force 7, actually it's not very far from Rabaul already, so what we're going to do is actually bring it back up, and they are going to... Actually, do we want to do that? That might just be wasting time. I think what we're going to do is assume that we're going to be safe along here, bring those straight down again. They have, of course, some supplies and troops on them to reinforce the invasion over here. We are, in that case, going to spend some money on a tanker or 2. So let's go to New Sea. Let's go to Japanese and MS. Let's get a Kamigawa Maru. Exactly, and well, I was thinking how much we had then. I think it's just enough for 1 or 2 ships. Here for another Nippon Maru as well. And we're going to be done there, and we're going to manage their cargo. So, of course, we're going to go for engineering, and we're going to go for fuel. I think we are going to expend that, so I am actually going to go for a couple more over there. So let's do that. Let's go for New Sea, Nippon Maru times 2. And we're going to go for another Kamigawa Maru. We're going to get 2 of those, I think. That will expend all our points, but that's not a problem. I think it's well worth it going for Guadalcanal over here. So let's do that. And manage their cargo again. Go to engineering on this one, engineering on that one, and fuel and fuel. Excellent stuff. So then they can merge groups with the other over here, which is here. Excellent stuff. A massive cargo fleet there. And how long is that going to take? That will take about 48 hours, I believe. Yeah, 46. Okay. Will take some time. Not a problem. As long as we don't find any enemy submarines on the way, which will be a bit of a problem if we do. But we do, of course, have the submarine hunting group patrolling around here, as we should do. And this is the most likely area to find enemy submarines. Up here, probably not so much. So let's carry on with all that being said, shall we? Okay, so just a quick situation report for you all. We have sighted the 4 destroyer and 4 light cruiser group down to the south of Rennell Island here with our I-19. We are going to move, of course, to intercept that. That should not be too difficult, although they will be moving faster than us. But what we got stopped by was actually an engagement from the Jake over here, on one of them. They have sighted a group of 1 heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers and 2 destroyers. Now with the heavy cruiser, that could either be the last Northampton, or remember they do of course have the Abdicom County class heavy cruisers. If you go over to those, they will have a hell of a lot of those. They will have 13 available. Or actually, will they? That is rather interesting actually. They're all unavailable, apart from the 2 we've sunk as well, actually. So, should not have any of those available. That will then be the last of the Northamptons, I believe. Very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed, actually. Let's go over to the Northamptons and just double check that. They are over here. And yeah, they should have the Chicago available. And then might actually, the Baltimore's not saying they're unavailable. So it could actually be one of those. Could be one of the 14 of those. But I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to be available yet until later on in the game. So what we're going to do actually is launch some Vals over there. And have a quick scouting mission, shall we? So we're going to ignore that with Jake. We're going to move on not at full speed. Just to make sure we can get in range with the I-19 here. Should really have moved that over. We're going to move that up a bit. And it's going to go on like that. And that is just in time with the Vals as well. So we're going to do the Val engagement first. Go over to tactical. And have a look. It is, of course, early in the morning, the 26th of September. And let's have a look to see if we can find them, shall we? They are right on top of us. There we go. Yeah, that's a Northampton for sure. You can see the command tower from here. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Oh, you're ready to die today, sir. The last of your kind. You should not have come out from hiding. So we do, of course, have a Fletcher here. And a Perth as well. That's very nice, actually. We do have a Perth. How many of those do they have in total, actually? So 3. Excellent. And we have got rid of 1. Or we actually sunk, or is it just not available? It is saying it's just not available. I don't actually remember sinking one of those. We have struck 1 or 2 of those before, though, in previous engagements. And, of course, I do have a Cleveland here. What's the leading destroyer? That looks like a Sims as well. Brilliant. So, excuse me. What do we want to go for here? That is the question. Of course, the Northampton would be the most ideal target, but I'm thinking of going for the Cleveland. Although with the position of our Vals, it might be a better idea. Actually, no, let's go for the Cleveland. Let's go for the Cleveland. Bloody hate those ships. And it will certainly make any upcoming attack that much easier. So let's go around like this. For them. What we're going to do is increase our speed to help us with that. So let's do that now rather than go back over there. And over there, like that. Excellent stuff. Great stuff. Alright, so full speed please. Let's have a look. So with this Northampton now, with its demise very close, we have a couple options here. We can either toy with it, by sinking every ship around it before we go in for an engagement, or we could go in for destroying it in the next engagement by sending in some Kates, or we could... Why is this Val not doing as it's told? Why is this Val not doing as it's told? There we go. Very strange. Or we could go in for a major surface engagement with the closest task force is the Shokaku task force. We don't want to line ahead here, that would be a bit stupid. Let's go for a Vic here. Like that. There we go. Excellent stuff. May want to slow down with this, and this Val might want to speed up. It's not going to happen. Well, that's going to be a broken attack. Interesting that that happened, but not a problem. We're going to tell everyone to attack then. I'm just going to pause very quickly to get the bearings, and we are going to tell everyone to attack now. So let's go down with that so they can reduce their speed there. Alrighty then, so we have had one minor oversight there, and that was we forgot to tell our first group to attack. So let's get them to speed the hell out of there and come round again. It is very likely we will lose one or two more aircraft from this flight though, which is rather a shame. We did score some decent hits on the Cleveland over there, so it's not a huge problem. But we are going to tell them to slow down and now come back round for an attack wave. So let's go in. And hopefully they'll get a decent dive off here. Yeah, they've definitely turned around enough for that. So let's go down, 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 down. Got some very nice centre ships hits there with a very lovely fire coming off there. Let's have a look. The wind speed is fairly slow. It's not a huge problem. Did get some more. Only one decent hit there. One direct hit. Well, that's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Let's order a retreat and tell this lot to just speed up and increase our altitude. We did only lose 2 Vals in that attack. I will happily take that. Of course, like I keep saying, you're never really hoping to sink anything with Vals outright like that, unless it's a destroyer, of course. But they are, of course, much harder to hit. So I think with that being said, we're going to go over to the strategic map and have a look at what our options are now. So it caused heavy damage and moderate flooding onto the Cleveland there. So I think what we're going to do is actually go in with our Shokaku. No, we can't do that just yet. So we are going to have to wait quite a while because our Vals will return to base, I think, before we can get some more Kates off. That's absolutely not a problem. It's not going to be a difficult fight. So what we're going to do is actually bring our Shokaku task force up here and try and catch that for a surface engagement early in the morning. Lovely stuff. But having said that, I think we're just about in range here with our I-19. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer, see what happens. Yeah, that's going to miss the opportunity there. Not a huge problem. We can carry on trying to intercept that, but it's not going to happen, I don't think. So I think the next air attack might actually have to go for this group here. It's not a problem. It's just how it goes with submarines sometimes. You do need to be rather close to them because the strategic map does like to play tricks with you. It likes to bring you much further away sometimes with your submarines, I found, than you would like when you go into the tactical map. So having said that, let's carry on. Actually, what do we have here? We can't rearm the Fuso task force just yet, so yeah, let's carry on, shall we? Well, only a couple more hours in-game time there, and we have sighted this group of 4 light cruisers and 4 destroyers with both Kates and Vals. So what we're going to do is take the time to have a look at what we have here. We have a damage sim, so what this is going to be is actually the escort from the carrier we sunk, which is brilliant stuff. So that should actually... Well, I say it's going to be easy. It's a lot of light cruisers, so that's going to be a lot of flak and then even more small arms fire when we come into a decent engagement distance with them. So I think it will be far more prudent to go for the outlying... Excuse me, I keep hiccuping today. I do apologise. It will be far more prudent to go for the outlying Cleveland here, so to reduce the amount of flak we take. And then I think maybe going for one of the Atlantas. This one does look somewhat damaged. Should we take a report on that? Where are we? It's taken minor damage, so nothing huge. I don't think that's anything really to consider in regards to sinking these ships. So I think we're going to go for this Cleveland here and the Central Atlanta, I think. We're going to identify them just to make things a bit more visual and easy to see on the map. So let's go light cruiser, Cleveland here. Still can't get my head around how there's 27 Clevelands. That is ridiculous. Have we sunk? Yeah, we only sunk the Flint, didn't we? Okay, cool. We must have sunk some Clevelands. Yeah, we sunk a few. Excellent stuff. Jesus, yeah, we have sunk quite a few actually. Okay, decent stuff. So, what we're gonna do is, I think what we're gonna do is hit the Cleveland with 2 flights of Vals and 2 flights of Kates, and I think we're going to hit the Atlanta with 1 Val and 1 Kate. No particular reason behind that, other than I just think the Cleveland would be the biggest, or the bigger threat here, is all I'm thinking. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to come in from the front, because coming from the side with our Vals would be, I think, somewhat stupid, because that will of course be where the AA can fire the best. Now, which angle should we come in with our Kates? I think we should come in all from one angle, because that will mean we should be just easier to pass through there. Gonna target them there with the Cleveland there. We're gonna go down to a decent, of course, altitude to attack with every group we can, and just hopefully be ready, I think, to attack the Cleveland and Atlanta. So having said that, I think we are going to increase the speed rather a lot to our Kates, and that should be decent there. This group going to go for the Atlanta. Where are they? Yes, come down like this, please. There we go. Excellent stuff. And this group, you need to increase your speed as well. Brilliant stuff. Now, hopefully that's all somewhat in sync. And we will see, though. This is the hardest thing to do in this game. Or just generally, organisation, not a strong point. We are already in their flak range, apparently. Interesting stuff. Well, I cannot see them. There we go. Not looking in the right position. That's why I can't see them. Alright then. So it's just waiting now, I think. Alrighty then, so there we did not get a very good attack off at all. Actually not hitting the Atlanta whatsoever there, and only hitting the Cleveland with 1 attack flight, which is rather a shame. We did lose far too many Vals on that as well. But we're going to carry on. Why not? Why not, eh? We are then going to change our angle of attack, because we will be overshooting them with our Kates if we carry on like this. Having said that, then we're going to go straight in over here. Let's change that one around, actually. Just come down just a little bit. You know, I think, having said that, might go for the leading Cleveland over here. Just identify that as such. There we go. Double check visually. That is a Brooklyn. So, of course, it's not a Cleveland. Let's just do that properly. The reason being, it's just going to be far too much A coming in from this angle, isn't it, for 1 flight. Not hoping to sink this with just the 1 flight. We are hoping to go for this Cleveland here, really. So it's not a problem, It does look like these Kates aren't in formation again. No idea why this is happening. So let's sort that out. Insubordination is why. They're getting rather scared and thinking, since we're winning, they can do as they want. This is absolutely not the case in the Imperial Japanese Navy. But yeah, it's going to be a tough attack now. Hopefully we destroyed some sort of AA mounts on the Cleveland we did hit. Might not be the case though, and it is turning off. It's going to make things rather difficult. So, actually, thinking about that, why don't we actually attack the Atlanta with 2 groups? I think that would be a tad easier. Although it does... If it hits the Atlanta here, that would be a very nice strike. That would be a very, very nice strike, actually. Yeah, let's go and tell them to attack now. So they don't overshoot anything. Let's go in with that group as well. And this final group as well. Oh, this is going to be a lovely, lovely sight here. Lovely, lovely sight. Well, need I say anything else there? We did of course lose a hell of a lot of Kates again. Seems to be a trend among this Let's Play. May have to rethink our tactics on the next series or in the future. But, oh come on, for that comedy gold it is worth it, surely. Look at that. The Atlanta did get struck by 2 torpedoes, the one of them with a dud. The Cleveland got struck by 1, 2, 3. Yeah, got struck by 3 torpedoes. We'll take that. But the Brooklyn got struck by 1. But it did also, the one stray torpedo did hit the Marne over here, which is now being rammed by another Atlantis. Oh dear me. What's the wind speed like? It's not huge, and the sea state is quite low, so the chances of floods and fires spreading are not huge, unfortunately. But you can see the damage we've done here. The Cleveland nearly down with its bows almost submerged. The Atlanta's list here is massive. The Brooklyn over here it could be in a worse state, but also it could be much better than for itself. The fire's roaring on the bows there. Oh my god, and this Marne might go down. It does look fairly dead in the water, but I think that might just be because it's trying to get off of the Atlanta there. But it is absolutely wrecked. We could go in with any task force now and absolutely hammer them, I think. So let's have a look, shall we? What is the report looking like? So, no sunk ships, absolutely fine. But the Marne's on moderate damage, which... oh no, that's not the Marne, that's something else. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Well, the Brooklyn's on moderate damage and everything else is on heavy, as expected. Did lose 15 aircraft in that attack. That is disgusting. It's absolutely unacceptable. But oh, it's too funny. It is far too funny. So of course we do have Shokaku coming in to intercept the other task force here, and that should not be a problem. With 2 light cruisers and a battleship going for this, should be fine. Oh, 2 light cruisers, 2 heavy cruisers. By that time we should be able to launch some more valves at least to sort anything out or slow them down. So let's carry on. Well, we've managed to engage this task force with our Shokaku task force. However, we do still have to wait for our planes that just landed to rearm and refuel. So we did not manage to get anything off of our decks before we engage them, which is a shame. but not too much of a bother. We were boasting how we'd be such an easy fight to take with our surface fleet, so that's what we're going to try and do. We are of course going to spend some time to identify the ships we've spotted, so we're going to start with the Northampton. We're going to get the Congo of course to go for that. Let's go heavy cruisers and Northampton there. Excellent stuff. So with that, that's going to get some spotting shells off, some American piercing shells of course. And they're going to go with what they can there. This looks like a Sims. We are going to double check that before we identify it. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what it is about bloody hiccuping today. I've clicked Summers. That's not what I want. Begins with an S, so it's close enough. This is very clearly a Fletcher. The slightly lean back funnels and the gun arrangements and the torpedoes, massive giveaways there. Perth, again, another easy one to identify there. So let's go for that, CL and Perth. With this one, it is a damaged Cleveland because we did hit it in a previous engagement. So let's go back to Americans and Cleveland. There we go. So what we're going to target up, what we're going to hit, what we're going to hit, what we're going to hit. We're going to start hitting the Northampton, of course, with our Chikuma. And that's going to go with American piercing shells on full spread spotting. And we're going to get the Miyoko and everything else to hit, I think, the Cleveland, because that is, of course, already damaged. So let's go for that. Oh, hearing the sound of the Congo's guns in the background. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Excellent. How are we looking with the Congo solution already? Let's see. It is on 44%. We're going to retarget the Northampton there just to make things a bit more clear for us. And that's the Fletcher. Are we going to get another collision here? Oh, might just avoid it. Might just avoid it. We're going to change our spread to narrow with the Congo there. Let's see if we get a better solution out of that. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No. Oh, that's unfortunate, eh? AI's had enough of being stupid today, I think. So what's the distance? The distance is 30 kilometers away, so our heavy cruisers aren't going to be able to hit that. So this is going to be quite a long engagement, even just getting into range here. So how much ammo do we have on the Congo? We do have some. Interesting. We should really use that to our advantage because the Congo is the only ship in this. Oh, okay, maybe not, maybe not. Why is that? What would he be shooting at? Maybe the Fubiki or something? Should not be in range there. Excuse me, my voice is going as well. It's not been a good day to record. I do apologise. What's the Northampton's firing distance then? It is 29 kilometres, which we are just about getting in range. Should be firing it to one of our destroyers then. With that being said then, we should be about in range with a heavy cruiser of our own. Should we go to Tonne here? And yeah, 29.4. So that should be starting to fire now, really. It is firing at the Northampton. There we go. Yeah, it's just reloading. Excellent stuff. How much ammo do you have? Yeah, we've got enough ammo to keep this engagement going. Excellent. What's this Fubiki doing? Oh, I just like the look of Fubiki. That's all I've come over here for. Nothing tactical there at all. Our solution is hovering between 48 and 50-ish with the Congo. So this is just going to be a waiting game. There's not a lot more we can do to increase the targeting solution there. We do have our J-curve, which is spotting them for us. Otherwise, we'd be fairly blind. They are taking rather an interesting evasive maneuver here, going around in circles for us. So this is going to be rather long engagement. I will come back to you when we are closer to them. So, many minutes later, we've finally come in just a little bit closer. We're now 23 kilometres away from the Fletcher, which decided to peel off, and 21 kilometres away from the Northampton. They are in full retreat. We are going to start firing again. I did decide to hold our fire just to save some ammunition. And we are going to carry on firing at the Northampton with our heavy cruisers. The Miyoko is going to change from the Cleveland then over to the Northampton, like that. It's going to fire American piercing shells on Spotting. I have ordered our destroyers to target the Fletcher, so we're going to carry on and fire some Spotting at that. I've also decided to fire with our Shokaku secondaries onto that, just to get that little bit extra firepower. It's like having with the Shokaku perhaps 1 or 2 light cruisers on either side with that, with its HE shells coming off on the sides there, which is very, very, very nice. So that's that really, it's all we can ask for. If they are in full retreat, then I would like to sink at least this Fletcher. Will take some time, of course, it's such a small target, it's retreating and it's so far away. With that being said, I don't think our destroyers can fire on that. Yeah, it's 18.3 total kilometre distance, and they're of course 3 or 4 kilometres over that. So going to take some time. We will possibly catch up to it, but of course the Northampton is the larger or most threatening target at the moment. We do have a decent firing solution on that. Might wait for that to build up just a little bit more, maybe to 70%, and then we'll start firing something decent on there, less spotting and more shots to hit that, I think. But it's maybe a case of disengaging, letting them retreat, and coming back a bit closer after hitting them with maybe some vowels, perhaps. We do, of course, have that second fleet to think about. But we'll have a look, shall we? And again, with that all being said and done, we are just going to carry on in pursuit of them. They are quite likely going out towards Guadalcanal, but I don't think they can drop off anything significant with only a few destroyers and light cruisers there. We are very close to rearming the Fuso task force. That's what we're going to try doing now. Carry on like that. Should just be in range here, so let's go here. Yep, all ships rearmed, excellent stuff. Straight back to Guadalcanal to try and intercept them. Might be a bit too late though, and then we'll just come out and try and patrol with that. So, having said that, we're going to launch a few more scouts in the area. Can't do with the Shokaku. We could fire off some zeros, but I don't want to. Not a problem. We can't do it for the Miyoko because all of those are launched. So we're going to go with the Jakes from the Mikuma. And actually bring it round a circle there, try and scout that back out. But otherwise I want to try and get some scouts in the big open space over here outside the New Hebrides. All of these submarines planes are going back to land, so we'll give that a look in a second. Let's have a quick look. There we go, so they've come back behind us. Rather interesting choice. Having said that then, what planes do we have available? We have more Vals than Kates. We seem to be losing Kates. It's just all of them as soon as we go into any engagement. Completely mismanaging them there. Ideally I wouldn't take this, just because they are going to be retreating and so far away again. But I am going to launch some more Vals just to try and hit them somehow in this engagement, and then we might have to retreat ourselves. We're of course going to turn off fire at will because it's disgusting. Turn on air radar so we don't have any horrible surprises, and go straight over to our Vals to have a look. So they are possibly actually quite a bit closer. Should we go over to our Congo to try and target the Northampton? Go over here. And yeah, the range is much closer, 17 kilometers. So we could try and hit this fairly well. So we're going to go again for spotting fire, as we should be doing. We are of course going to identify this ship as the Northampton. And it is a case of going around and identifying them all again. It is a bit of a shame really. I don't know why it can't just remember. But I think that's just because it does sort of make sense not remembering there. So let's carry on with that. Go over here with the Fletcher. Where are we? There we go. Fletcher's right at the end there. And this was a Sims, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, cool. How many Sims do they have actually? I've got a feeling we've sunk 1 or 2. That's not the Sims, that's a Congo. Why does it go over like that? Yeah, we've sunk a few, and some of them just aren't available. Yeah, fair enough. Not a huge dent in their supply, though. So with that, we're going to get the heavy cruisers firing as well, like that. Excellent stuff. Oh, the Congo. So we are facing not quite the wrong way. So let's turn round. Let's get Fubuki to come round like that, I think. try and go over there, I think. We got the Miyoko. Did we get the Chikuma firing? No, we didn't. So rather silly there. Let's get that one firing, shall we? Brilliant stuff. Oh, I do like the tonne design. Very, very nice. We are going to have to change our angle just a little bit though. What's we firing off at over here? Must be their scout planes they have over us. Yeah, that might be it. Do you reckon? There we go. Oh, likely down that, but it doesn't make too much of a difference. The Americans do have quite a high stockpile of Scout aircraft on their cruisers. So we're going to go straight over to our Vals and not forget about them. What do we want to hit though? Do we want to hit the already damaged Cleveland? That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? So what approach should we take for that? I think we're going to get everyone to form up in a Vic properly there. And they're going to come round like this. Over there. These are going to do the same. And they're going to come round like that. And hopefully we'll get them on the nose again. Maybe want one on the nose and two on the broadside, if we can coordinate that properly. Otherwise, it doesn't matter too much if we're getting all three Vals on one target. Let's have a look at how they're forming over here. Trying to avoid some collisions again. Of course they are. Oh, dear me. Let's have a look at our Congo. How are you doing there? Oh, you've got a very nice solution. Excellent stuff. So let's go just make sure we're targeting that. And turn to destroying firing patterns with everything again. Don't want HE, that's ridiculous. We want AP against the heavy cruiser. Because at this distance, HE not going to do much. AP should do a fair bit better. It is quite a distance, so it should be fine though with the plunging fire going right through the deck. That is a mechanic in this game. Yeah, these Vals should be fine. These should be just fine. I think I'm going to increase their speed. I don't want to waste any time. Let's do that there. Increasing their speed on the approach is absolutely not a problem. Really doesn't hurt to do that. Just as long as you remember to turn it down when they do get into range there. This is basically going at 0 speed. So let's see what the Congo's up to. Has just fired. It's firing HE because I'm a fool. That's not going to do anything. So let's keep an eye on the Northampton here. Its speed is only 5 knots. We do, of course, want to try and get a manual shot out if possible over here. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a very glancing shot on the nose there. That's not going to do anything decent, though. We have reloaded the Congo, so we do want to fire out to about here, I think. That's just a guess. That's nothing accurate at all there. No real thought gone into that shot, only that it's going so slowly that we really shouldn't have to give a loss of lead there at all. How are our Vals doing? They're doing okay. Let's have a look at that again. Wait for some thundering shots to come in and see what happens. Should be fairly easy to tell which ones are the Congos there. That's not it. That's from a cruiser. Come on. Starting to think, oh, that would be it. That would be it. That was very nice. Unfortunately, the spread let us down there, though. It is starting to gain some speed, so maybe a little bit more lead there. It's starting to get actually rather high speed. So what we're going to do is take that off of manual and fire some spotting shots off of that and let it go back to automatic. While we look at our Vals again, they are coming in. What is their attack angle looking like? Okay, that's looking decent. It's going to keep a look on over here again. It is launching off some smoke now, which is a bit of a problem. We are going to start getting very terrible firing solutions on that. No idea where our Congo shots landed. Doesn't look like they hit though. Oh, that would have been it actually. That would have been it. We should have given them a little bit more lead. But the real pressing matter now is, of course, our Vals. Going to reduce their speed and come down to try and attack the Cleveland here. like so. I think that's getting towards a fair angle there, actually. What's our speed here? Let's turn it all down. Turn it all down. And actually tell them to attack before they spend any more time in that flak area. Brilliant stuff. I don't mind so much that we're coming in from such a narrow angle. They are going to take evasive manoeuvres, so that's going to make things a bit harder for us anyway. But again, not too much of a problem there. Don't think we'll lose too many here. It is only the 2 destroyers. Not 2 destroyers, that is a... Yeah, it is, of course. I thought it was a Perth over here. My eyes deceiving me. Hey, got a couple on the rear there. Okay, we're starting to lose people now. Come on, couple more, please. Oh, completely missed with that flight. So again, only some light damage on the Cleveland just to slow it down. And I've just noticed exactly how close it is to us. We absolutely should not be firing on the Northampton there because, again, it is peeling off and throwing some smoke at us. So what we're going to do is tell all our destroyers to focus on the Sims there. Get some spotting fire off there. Why do they change their ruddy bloody formations without me telling them to? That is ridiculous. Please, insubordinate AIs, stop. Please, please, please stop. So we're going to fire on the Cleveland over here, like that. I'm not going to bother with spotting fire. I want, because they're so close, do want some normal shots off to try and hit that and sink it. Going to do the same with our heavy cruisers. Do not want them on HE there, rather. And we're going to do the same. Did we actually change that? No, we didn't. So you need to actually turn off and retarget your firing directors there when you change targets, which is why it does take a little bit longer to re-engage certain ships, like that. There we go. Excellent stuff. So make sure the Chikuma's secondaries are firing as well. We're going to get the Shokaku to fire on the Sims as well, with a Shi there. Naganami can fire on Sims as well. Pressing the wrong button there, so let's keep going. Brilliant stuff. Hibiki, you can fire on Sims as well, please. That'd be very nice of you. You can get some spotting shots off, actually. Brilliant stuff. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. So the Cleveland is going rather slowly. It's going at 13 knots, so we should start thinking about getting some manual shots off of that, as well as the fact that it's firing smoke off as well. Our solutions aren't going to get great, but we do need to wait for some shots to land in to help our solutions out just a little bit, since we are on spotting fire. Apparently, let's just change that and make sure they are. Actually, that was not a bad shot at all. I will happily take that. Let's hit possibly a director or a funnel. We're going even slower now. We're getting some fair hits or shots around the Sims there as well. Excellent stuff. What are our valves doing? They're going out of range. Excellent stuff. Don't need them to do anything else. They're sort of forming up here, but trying to decide whether they're retreating or not, aren't they? Interesting stuff. So what I'm going to do here is, we can see that the Congo's solution is not getting any higher. So what I'm going to do is hold off some fire on that and change our heavy cruisers targets over to the Fletcher. Like that. Let's go for let's go for AP narrow spotting fire over there. Excellent stuff. Mioka could do the same. If you turn off your directors, stop going for the Cleveland and actually go for the Fletcher there. Thank you very much. Brilliant stuff. What we're going to do with the Congo then is, of course, get some manual shots off, although now, of course, it goes to a 50% solution. It is retreating, as well as the Northampton. So this is going to be fairly difficult shots, actually, because it is so far away and it is gaining some speed. But we'll try and get one manual shot off and see what happens with that. With it going so fast and being such a far distance, let's give it actually quite a bit of lead like that and hope that does the job. Hey, we got some lovely hits in there. I think what we're going to do, since the Naganami is now taking some hits, it does have a very nice solution on the Sims though. I think we can't really risk it though. We're going to get that on laying some smoke. We're going to change our course and speed, I think, with everything here. We're going to actually, of course, get away from them rather than stay or try and get closer. And having said that, the Congo's last shots were very nice onto the Cleveland, so we're going to try and go for that again. The Cleveland is now dead in the water completely, so yeah, it's going to be a very easy target there. So let's have a look at that and try and sort that out. I want some shots further over here. There we go, lovely stuff. Since it is dead in the water, we could actually just keep that on that solution. We're going to try and get some over here though and keep it over there. Let's have a look over here, shall we? How's that going? Can't even see it, the smoke's so thick over here. Deary me. That must be its secondaries going off there. It didn't look like enough shells and they weren't heavy enough hitting over there. That was what we just fired, and unfortunately the spread letting us down again, but the Congo can stay as it is and we can try and concentrate on our Naganami over here and destroying the Sims coming in. How are we doing with the Fletcher actually? It's retreating, isn't it? So what we're going to do is actually make sure we're not colliding with our own ships here, and we're going to change again the solution, the target of our heavy cruisers, and we're going to go for actually the Perth, because that is coming in rather close now. With the Sims covered in smoke and retreating, that's just going to be a harder target for us to hit. We don't want that at all. So we're going to go for the Perth with our heavy cruisers, like I said, because that is rather eager for battle. Doesn't look like we're getting anything decent onto these Sims here though, which is rather a shame. What is the solution of our other ships over here? It's going all the way down. I don't know if that's because of our own smoke and theirs or what, but it's rather a shame. We are, if in that case, going to change, make sure we're doing spotting fire on that. Yeah, we're on top of the flooding of fires here. As long as they don't spread, we'll be okay. What is the sea state and wind state? Sea state 2, so floods should not spread too easily unless we get more hits, and the wind speed is just disgustingly slow as well, so we should be okay over there, so long as we do not crash with our own ships into anything. Yeah, the smoke screen definitely helping. How's the Cleveland looking? It looks like it might have scored 1 or 2 more hits here. Has the Congo just fired? It has not. It does not look like it has a decent... Yeah, okay, so we've not got any decent firing angles. So what we're going to do is actually turn up around like this. We're going to make it quite a tight turn and start coming out like that so that we can keep firing on them. But I think that Cleveland pretty much dead in the water. It is still firing with its guns. But again, they don't have the firing solution that they need either. The Shokaku now taking mild hits as well from the destroyers. Not going to do anything massive though. I don't think it's either going to hit the Sims either. So, oh, she's saying that something's getting close. Something's getting close. What's a Naganami doing? Okay. Interesting. So this is going to be a longer engagement than we thought. But not going to be a problem, I don't think. We just need to watch out for our destroyers by the looks of it. And I think now the main target will be the Perth and downing that Cleveland. Do want to get something in this battle. Alrighty then, so the rest of their fleet has decided to pretty much full on retreat, so we are going to focus on the Perth now. So I've got everything other than the Congo firing on that. The Cleveland does seem to have picked up some speed, going at around 17 knots now. So we are leaving that to the Congo's automatic firing solutions. They're not going well at all. We're going to make sure that's on spotting and make sure the HE is going out from the secondaries as well. So we're not so bothered about that. We are hoping to get this Perth down now, but I'm sure as soon as we get some hits on that, that will start laying smoke and retreating as well. Although, having said that, the Myoko was up to like a 99% solution. It still is. That is amazing. How the hell it's done that? Not with any other previous engagements, I do not know. I'm very happy with that, though. Oh yeah, we're getting some decent hits in the centre there. Would like to see some more main battery hits from our Myoko, though. With the solution now going down because it is laying smoke and getting out of there. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Perhaps we'll think about getting some torpedoes off on that. What's the Hibiki looking like on torpedoes? Yeah, okay. And the solution's not particularly bad either, so we're going to go for that and a 2-degree spread. And we're going to fire what we can off of there. It is only the one ship, I know, and using all of these torpedoes, possibly not worth it. But you've got to try these things. You've got to use all of the tools at your disposal, of course. Oh, dear me. It's probably worth getting more torpedoes off as well from different ships, just to make sure we do hit that a bit easier. But again, not entirely guaranteed, and I do think it's going to turn a little steeper away from us. So, rather unfortunate. Bit of a stalemate here. We might have to leave that there, unfortunately. We'll see what happens. Rather a long old engagement. I do prefer my decisive engagements to this, but we have tickled them. We have caused damage to most of their ships. Still waiting on that Northampton, really. So just trolling us a bit, being the last one. Just wants to escape. Do not like this at all. So the Congo, how are you doing with that, Cleveland? Are you going to start hitting it? I would love it if you did. You're so far away now, at 23 kilometers. Might be worth going for the Perth there, which is only 11 kilometers away. It's basically half the distance there. I think that's what we're going to do. Let's just focus fire on the Perth with everything. Like that. See what happens. We are certainly getting some more hits on it there. Brilliant stuff. What's the Chakuma's solutions? In the 60s. So is Miyoko's. I don't think it's worth going for spotting fire because the smoke is going to be permanent on that now until we stop firing at it. So spotting fire is not really going to help there at all. It's going at 26 kilometers or 26 knot speed. You can see we're starting to get some fires on its stern here. I would love to try and get some mangled shots off, but I don't think my aim is good enough at such a high speed there. Just going to have to wait, unfortunately. A bit of a slower episode then from what we've had recently, but that's just going to be the case with less targets about. And it's nice to have more surface engagements, I find. We have been relying on air quite a lot throughout this series. But once again, I'm going to hand out the discussion with future episodes now going to be more like this in this series. Do you want me to just round off at 40 no matter what we do? Or do you want me to end it before then and just say, look, this is all it's going to be, don't want to see it. Can you please get on with another series and start afresh perhaps with an American Tokyo Express campaign? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, it really helps, otherwise I'm just pumping out stuff that you do not want to see. We'll admit that this series is dragging on a bit for me as well. I'm very eager to start something new, but you know, it's down to you at the end of the day. So please let me know. I would very much appreciate it. But having said that, I think we're just going to wait out for either retreat or the destruction of this Perth and see what happens there, I think. Well, unfortunately we had the bad news that it did manage to retreat out of that, so we are going to have to re-engage them in a few hours time in game time. So, with that being said, I'm afraid that's all we have time for today, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise there for the non-decisive engagement that we took there, but sometimes that's just how this game goes, unfortunately. I hope you had a great time watching this video. Please let me know your thoughts and comments in the comments section below. It really does help me out. But in the meantime, I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.